This is a application of the Gordon constant growth model and trying to demonstrate what happens for various interest rates in terms of what you would expect to see with the price, and additionally what happens for various discount rates. What kind of effect do these things have? Investors require a 15% rate of return on Levine Company stock, and asks the following: what is its value if the most recent dividend was $2 and investors expect G of -5, 0, 5%, or 10%? And then secondly, how is this affected if the required return was 20%? So we're going to take a look at this and try to put together a formula that will deal with this. Now, the first thing you want to note is the Gordon model deals with both a growth rate, a discount rate, and a dividend. But the dividend that we want is not D sub 0, which already happened. We need to concern ourselves with the next dividend that is going to happen. So when we go with this, we want D sub 1. So in this very first block, what we want to be able to do is to take the $2 that happen, multiply it by 1 plus the growth rate. Now, the fact that the growth rate is negative in here doesn't change the formula or how this thing is being represented. So we can certainly deal with that in a fairly simple fashion. We're going to be able to lock in on this cell. So when I copy this, I want to be able to fix the rate, the growth rate, as something that occurs in here in the line 7. So I'll put a $ in there to be able to fix that. Additionally, I'd like to be able to fix in this $2 dividend that applies to all of these. So whether I go column to column or row to row. So I'm going to put $ on either side of the B so that we can fix that in place at that $2 limit. Now, I'm going to take that, and that is a representation of the dividend at time 1 under the various growth rates. In the denominator, I want R sub S minus G. Now, R sub S is the information that appears in this very first column, so that would be the information in cell B8 that I want to have. Now, when I copy this from column to column, I'd like it to fix in here at the information that's obtained in B. And when I copy row to row, I'd like it to be able to still grab B, but pick it up at the next line. So a $ in front of the B of the B8 will accomplish that. For the growth rate, it's slightly different on this, as we've seen already. This is the information that's contained in cell C7, and I'd like to be able to copy this column to column and row to row. So the key information was to be able to fix this in at the row. So we'll put a $ there in front of the 7 of the C7. When you look at that, it gives us a $9.50 price. Now, if the growth rate were to just be 0 instead of something that's falling, what we're going to see is that this is going to have an impact. And the impact that it's going to have, you can see in here, is it's going to raise the price. And in fact, as I continue to raise the growth rate, you're going to see that the price goes higher and higher as you work your way through for a given R sub S. However, if R sub S is going to be higher, the discounting is more severe, and we'll see in each of these that the price is going to be somewhat lower. So when I go ahead and paste that same expression in there at a given growth rate, if the discount rate is higher, then the price is going to fall. So it gives you a nice indication about how something appears for changes in interest rates in any one of these for a given growth rate, or across growth rates for a given interest rate.